Hey, insurance agency owners, what are your tips when it comes to processing commission downloads? So let me know in the comments. And what I want to do today is actually, since insurance agencies can outsource their bookkeeping to me, what I want to do is share what it would be like to work with someone like me when it comes to assigning commission downloads. In addition to that, I'm actually going to share some of my tips that I use when I assign commissions. So let me share my screen. Alrighty, so here we go. So again, I'm going to share with you what it's like to work with tracking transactions when it comes to assigning your commission downloads, and then some tips along the way. So the first tip I want to share is the biggest tip that I have, I think, or one of the big tips is I like to print the commission download to CSV and then save it as Excel. This what I'm able to do with this information is I'm able to quickly look at the data. When it's in Excel, I can add a notes column so that I can add like what are the possible problems with why I can't assign this particular policy. In addition, I can quickly find something. So I can do Control F, and then I can find, maybe I'm looking for a particular commission statement. So I'm looking for a specific dollar amount. I can sort it by PPE. I can sort by total commission amount. There's just so much more you can do when all the information is in Excel. So that would be my first tip to do, is to print to CSV and save it as Excel. And then in terms of when I work with a large insurance agency, so earlier today I was working with one, and they actually had over 200 items for me to assign. And so as I'm going through the assigning, what I had to do was, like I said, I had to put down notes in a certain column as to why I couldn't get some of these things to assign. So let me explain why. Here are some reasons for having to assign items or having problems. One reason could be that the policy needs to be renewed. The second could be the policy might be set up as agency bill and it should be set up as direct bill. And then a quick tip on that, if that's the case, then whoever goes in to update that policy, if it is set up as a package, then what needs to happen is when it is set up as a package and you change it to direct bill, you need to make sure you apply that change to all lines. That's on the policy level. All right, it could also be that the effective dates do not match. It could be the policy number does not match. It could be that the policy canceled. So what I mean by that is the account manager knows that the policy canceled, but whatever the paperwork or correspondence didn't get to the carrier on time, so they paid us commissions. And so depending on your agency and what your procedures are, you may need to go ahead and add that policy in so that I would be able to process those commissions, because in the following month, obviously the carrier will take those commissions back. So I'll need to take it back from that policy as well. So whatever the procedures are for your agency, just follow those. In addition to that, maybe the policy needs to be added. So maybe you've got a new policy and maybe that policy just needs to be added within Epic. So those are some of the reasons why I am not able to assign items. And then pay attention to the starred items, so like your effective dates and policy numbers. Sometimes actually the download is not correct. And what I've discovered in working with my client is, in order to figure some of these things out, just communication is extremely important. And they don't, the account manager just doesn't know what I see, right? And I don't know what the account manager sees on like deck pages, because I don't go that deep and I don't go look at deck pages or anything like that. But as long as we're communicating, we can find out, okay, well, the download is actually not correct in terms of the policy number or effective dates. And when that happens, then you just work with your agency to figure out, like, what do you want to do? So, so that's what my recommendation would be there. So after assigning is completed, then what I do is I'll update my Excel notes, because on my Excel notes, that's my original, like that's all the data from the download, right? So I don't need to be sending all of that data to the my person at the insurance agency that's my contact. What I need to do is I'll make a copy of the information and then just only include the items that I need help with that have notes, and I'll send that to my contact at the insurance agency. And then what happens is my contact will then add the account manager's name. So they'll add another column and they'll put the account manager's name to the corresponding policy within the Excel sheet that we need help with. And then they'll email them with instructions on what's needed. And then later on, I will include in the comment section a sample of what I email to my client to let them know what I need help with. This way, you might be able to take that same email and you might be able to utilize it in your, either with your client if you're if people outsource their bookkeeping to you, or maybe you handle the bookkeeping within your agency. It's a quick email template that I've created that I just use with my clients, so I don't have to keep retyping the information. So you can save it as a template for yourself. And then when everything is all updated, I'll get an email indicating everything has been completed. Then I can go back in and complete the assigning process. So that's how it is when working with a larger agency. Like I said, they usually have, like, I had over 200 items to assign today. And then from that, there's like, I don't know, at least 40 that I actually need help with. So it's a little bit challenging or time consuming for me on my side to go in and look at all those items. But when it comes to working with a smaller agency, what I like to do, it's a lot easier to manage in terms of items to assign. There's definitely not that many items to assign. With a smaller agency, we're talking probably maybe 20 or 30 items that need to be assigned. And then after that's all done, I'm usually left with less than 5, sometimes none, that I need to actually, reach out to the client to help me with. And when I do work with a smaller one, when it's less than 5, I can actually go and locate each client in the system, and I can actually see, like, what is a problem? Is it that it's set up as agency bill? Is it not in there at all? Like, whatever that is, and then I can ask the client to help me get those things added. All right, so I just want to say thank you for your time. I'm going to stop sharing. So my name is Honey Bueno. I am the CEO of Tracking Transactions, where we help insurance agencies with their bookkeeping and their profits using systems called Applied Epic and Profit First. I hope the tips I shared with you today were helpful. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about them. I was just barely scratching the surface on commission download. There's a lot that could be taught on commission download. These were just a few tips. And then just so you can kind of have an idea of what it would be like to work with someone like me if you needed help in your agency. All right. I wish everyone well, and take care, and I'll see you next Wednesday.